What's up, guys? Hopefully, oh yeah, I've got to actually go turn the timer on my food so I can keep a shorter broadcast. As you guys are chiming in, hello, we're going to talk about the gut. What's up, Cook Nation? I know it's not a very appealing subject to as the title of Fixing Your Gut, but we all need to. Hola, Haley. What's up, everyone, as you guys are chiming in? Of course, this is too low. When I do Instagram videos, I need to make it higher or lower or something. What's up, everyone, as you guys are chiming in? Hit the like button, guys, because I'm going to talk about the gut. Specifically, I've talked about the gut before in live streams, but I think it is time to do it again today specifically. What's up, Deborah? Thank you for helping to moderate on the course page. Today is Ask Steph, and now the moderators, and I need them, or else I'd be sitting at home answering questions all day long. What's up, Lulu Lime Designs? Hello, gorgeous. Back to you. Oh, you're in Bali now. I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're able to do keto, because we spoke about that on the course page. So I have a lot of people on the course page, and as you guys know, I have a keto course page that is a monthly subscription at $15 a month. 1 month or 20 months, it's up to you. Okay, so we can talk about H. pylori and low stomach acid, how to kill the bacteria, which is through mastic gum, and also, what's the other? Hold on a sec, guys. I'm going to, you took a look at it with Laura Seaton. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Where is it? Mastic gum. Yeah, that's the mastic gum. All right. This timer on. Okay, guys. So get back here. Sorry for leaving the chat. Great community. I agree as well. We have no kitchen, so I'm eating out all the meals. Had to revert to low carb while here. I don't know, honey. You could go to the supermarket in Bali. They have fat. They actually have Australian butter, which is good. It's organic. It's not grass-fed, but it's really, really good that you can get in Bali. And there's a lot of supermarkets there. How do I know? Because I was there last year. All right, so we got 70 people in the chat. Let's get this cracking. As you guys are chiming in, don't forget to like up the stream. I'm going to talk to you guys about how to heal this gut, because a lot of you guys have gut issues. Here is your gut, right? Small intestine, and then large intestine wraps around it. So small intestine is here, and this is the way the large intestine is, this is the geography of it. It goes like this, and then it comes down and out the pooper shooter. So, we're going to talk about constipation, low stomach acid, parasites, H. pylori, things of this nature. Talking about how to tighten the skin during weight loss. Okay, so gut has no flab. That gut has no flab. No, it does not, because I've done a lifelong, well, almost a lifelong at staying active and healthy, and what I thought was healthy in the past wasn't. Now I am healthy. First time seeing me live, yay! Okay, so you guys, as everybody else is chiming in, there are 78 people in this chat. There's only 33 likes. These are from the dedicated liking people. So if the rest of you can help like up the stream, that gives me more viewability on friggin' YouTube. Okay, so here we go. The phone keeps going crooked, but I'm not going to mess with it at this point. Now, I have a few things. I don't have it all. I should have pulled out the mastic gum. I'll do that. Hold on, guys. Oh, goodness. Where's the mastic gum? I cannot stand supplements. I cannot stand them, but sometimes they do have their place. All right. Okay, guys, so let's talk about the gut. I spoke about the large intestine, small intestine. Now, it starts in the small intestine. People start to have agitation, irritation in the small intestine with the microvilli, which are little hairs that flow things through the wall. They're called junctions of the gut wall, so things can be permeable and go in and out of the bloodstream and to give you nutrients after you eat something. And you eat something, you chew it, turns into chyme in the stomach, and then it goes into the small intestine, and eventually ends into the large intestine, and like that, and then out. But most of you guys have gut issues. Yes, I've had the belly ring for probably like 30 years, guys. Where you been? Belly ring for a lot of years. And this tattoo for a long time, but I'm actually going to get rid of it because I just want to be clean on the front. Anyway, here we go. So essentially, we've got people who develop gut dysbiosis. Typically comes from the water that we drink, so it's the fluoride in the water and the chlorine. It's also through, obviously, the main reason why people develop an imbalance of their gut flora is through antibiotics. So it kills everything, even the good stuff. And then we don't eat enough probiotic-rich foods or have enough minerals in our body and vitamin D and things to help break down biofilms like D and magnesium to help break down biofilms. And so we've got to use certain aids at certain points to be able to kill microbes in the gut so the good bacteria can grow and balance our stomach acid. Now, a lot of you guys don't realize that, you know, things like alcohol also will destroy the gut. Also caffeine, coffee, things of this nature will destroy your microbiome because it'll compromise the high amounts of acidity you should have in your stomach. And a lot of you guys are doing these types of things, smoking cigarettes or drinking alcohol or having antibiotics like their Tic Tacs, and people eat a lot of carbohydrates, carbohydrate-rich foods, which makes bad bacteria grow out of control. Plus, we have to factor in glyphosate and herbicides, pesticides from our foods, and those things will also destroy your gut lining and therefore dropping your stomach acid and also creating more bad bacteria to grow within the gut wall. So all of these things, if you guys can't digest your food, if you have a candida parasitical overgrowth, then you potentially will not adapt, because ultimately all of these systems, the digestive system, your reproductive hormone system, synapses in the brain, your muscular system as far as developing GLUT4 receptors, your pancreas, all these things must work. Your gallbladder. And it's so easy to get these systems out of whack. It's very, very easy. Now, one of the easiest ways to just destroy your body is immune system is to mess up your gut biome. And so once it's destroyed, and it's destroyed in everyone, yes, because we're not hunter-gatherer. And like, you guys have to realize that fructose, Candida loves fructose, and our fruits have been hybridized to have more fructose, because Mother Nature, they would be more bitter than they would be sour. I mean, yeah, sweet, sorry. Veganism will also destroy your stomach acid, because we have HCl and pepsin and all of these things, peptides and enzymes to break down protein. And then that also helps you break down vegetables and fats. And so these enzymes, so if you're not eating enough protein, unfortunately, your stomach acids drop and bacteria grows out of control. So you have to have high acid, right? Nice high acid HCl, because that will kill bacteria all over the body. It'll prevent it from growing all over the place. So a lot of you guys that don't like to eat meat, you got candida, you got parasites, and you've got dysbiosis. You can also have bacteria, things like Giardia, and really nasty microbes like that within the gut wall that compromise your immune system, and you wouldn't even know why you couldn't sleep or why you have inflammatory issues or digestive issues or bloat or whatever. So this is a huge subject, obviously, guys. I talk about the stomach acid because people don't consider that when it comes to having small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Now, it also can happen through eating wheat and dairy, like cheese, because this will also break down the microvilli in the small intestine and open up the walls, making, you know, people celiacs and have this cross-reactive reaction, and those holes become even wider. So then food particles can go within the bloodstream, and the body begins to attack itself, including the gut lining. And then things grow out of control, and it's this negative feedback loop. And then people try to adapt, and they just don't adapt very well unless their gut gets more solid. So a lot of you guys develop histamine intolerance because of the open holes in the lining of your small intestine, these junctions. Normally they're tight, and then when you eat these certain foods, they open up. Then your body becomes very sensitive to other foods. It really sucks. It's like a domino effect. So then you react off of eggs, and you might react off of spinach, and you might react off of cinnamon and lemon and lectins in foods and nightshades and all this kind of stuff. And plus the anti-nutrients in plants really want to, you know, pound out the gut wall. That's not good. What is that? No, you go. That's better. At the gut wall. And so all of these things, we've got medications will destroy the gut lining. So, what's up, everyone? Oh, Keto help you find a cheaper apartment. No. So maybe with the brain cognition. So I'm just going really into a snapshot of how gnarly you need to protect your gut, including how you chew your food, to, you know, if you've got amalgams in your mouth, if you're on birth control, that will also mess with the gut, with the candida, unfortunately, with parasites. So medications, birth control pills, alcohol, caffeine, you name it. So now we're going to try to heal the gut, and we're trying to raise the HCl levels in our stomach. So let's take the gut first. Let's take the small intestine. Now, certain things, and the stomach, so certain things are really great for H. pylori. It's a bacteria that eats at the lining of your stomach and can create an ulcer and a peptic ulcer, which is not good. And it's pretty painful. A lot of you guys walk around with H. pylori, right, with this bacteria, and your body, your immune system can fight it off. But when those stomach acids drop and you have a dysbiosis of the gut, the intestine, then the H. pylori can start to really create a problem to the cingulatory IgA mucus lining in your stomach. So I don't like certain supplements. This is really old, but mastic gum is really great for the mucus lining in your intestine and your stomach. Mastic gum. Okay, there you go. Another really great thing is aloe. Boop! Really great for the stomach and for the small intestine, for those who've got a gut dysbiosis. Another way to heal those junctions, right, is slippery elm. Another one is licorice DGL, but I'm not really a fan of the licorice DGL because it can irritate the liver and kidneys, so we stay away from that. But slippery elm is really, really great. Now, slippery elm helps to create a mucus film. So, and it's also fiber. So a lot of people who have a hard time with the plant source soluble or insoluble fibers, slippery elm is really, really great. People with constipation. Boom. Okay. I am not a proponent of supplements, but for you guys in the short term. Now, glutamine. Oh, thank you, Lime Designs. Thank you for contributing to the super chat. Thank you, guys. You know, live streamers, this is how they make a living. It's not how I make a living, but supporting me on the live streams is awesome because it's like 100 degrees in my apartment. I do not feel like streaming today, but I really want you guys to learn how to fix this gut because it's a subject. And so Lulu Lime Design says, you are simply the best. So grateful. Thank you so much, Lulu Lime Designs. And this is a woman who did a consultation with me, who's lives in my neck of the woods on the West Coast, who we're gonna meet at some point because, you know, we got good energy going. MVP, right? Tell her, Keishel. How do I spell the first one? So this one's mastic gum. Mastic. So that's really great for H. pylori. There's also a tea. I forget the name of the tea. If you guys can remind me, it's really expensive. It's like $100. That really helps to kill the H. pylori. Now, I don't like H. pylori is killed off through antibiotics, and then that destroys your gut more. You know, so these other gentler, more natural ways to try to kill off the H. pylori, such mastic, M-A-S-T-I-C gum. So there you go. Just to heal the gut wall, things like aloe is really great. No matcha tea. Nope. And slippery elm is just, it's a really great, in general, as you can see, slippery elm is a really great supplement in general to protect the stomach and the intestine. Now, so that's for H. pylori people, right? So you've got mastic gum and you've got aloe. This is for irritated stomach or gut lining, or people who've got celiacs. I know it's backwards. I spelled it slippery elm. It's slippery elm. E-L-M. Other things that are really great. There are two things that I really think are great in general to have all the time, and that is slippery elm. And people like to use chlorella, but be very careful for chlorella for a chelator of heavy metals, because if the pond is toxic, then so is the spirulina and the chlorella. But something that's really, really simple is concentrated coconut oil. It's called monolaurin, or lauric acid. This is a brand called lauricidin, so the real term for it is monolaurin. It's just little coconut oil beads, as you can see. So this is the measurement for it. It's too much. It's sort of, it's really sharp, the concentrated coconut oil. And if you already have a sensitive stomach, then you should take the slippery elm and then take the lauricidin. But when people take the full scoop of it, they get a stomach ache. So this is like maybe 30 beads, right? You don't need that many. You just need a couple, like 6 per meal. What I really love about monolaurin is that it's antiviral and antifungal and antimicrobial. So like when I travel, I love to take lauricidin, because when things are entering my digestive tract, I want something that'll kill off viruses and nasty microbes. This stuff is great. For you guys who've got candida overgrowth, if you have no sensitivity to coconut oil, some of you guys do, who've got those gut issues with the sensitivities to certain foods, monolaurin is really, really great to help kill off candida. And candida doesn't know how to be smart and outsmart it. So other things like grapeseed extract, or grapeseed extract, and I just can't think right now. Garlic and caprylic acid, or capric acid, my bad. The candida can outsmart it, but monolaurin, it can't. That's why with those other things like grapeseed extract, you have to cycle them in and out, because if you take them all the time, then they don't work. But lauricidin or monolaurin always works. There's 115 people watching here. Let's get up the likes, y'all. Liking the stream obviously shows people that you like the stream. It shows other people, and it also puts me higher in the algorithm for people to find me. And I don't know anyone else who does streams like this when they don't feel like it. So let's get this popping with the likes. See what else. Okay, now another really great way is, I don't have coconut oil in front of me, but if you have coconut, I have it over there, but I have to keep running to my kitchen. So coconut oil and oregano oil. Oh, oregano oil is another thing that candida can outsmart. So essentially you would take like coconut oil in a tablespoon with a few drops of the stuff, because if lauricidin or monolaurin is sharp, so is the oil of oregano or oregano oil. It is sharp, yo. This stuff is like hot sauce. It is strong, and it can irritate your stomach for those who have a sensitive stomach. So what I like to do is I like to Pardalco is good for candida. It's a tea. It's good for candida. Pardalco, something like that. Anyway, the oregano oil is really great in general, right? It can kill bacteria in your mouth within 30 seconds. So if you've got a tooth abscess, if you have thrush, which is candida, white tongue, bad breath, that combo of doing oil pulling with the coconut oil and the oregano oil is amazing. Now, that's for the mouth. If you want it to be absorbed into the body to kill microbes within the body, you would have it sublingual, which is under the tongue, lingual. And then that will, because the skin is so thin there, it will absorb within the bloodstream and start to kill microbes that way. I love using that if I feel that my immune system is compromised. And then I'll do oil pool, and literally I will feel better instantly if I feel like a little sore throat coming on. Okay, so let's see here. What else? There's other things that I want you guys to consider, and that is tea. I tell a lot of people to bulletproof or make a fatty tea because it's a really great way to get in more fat. So no matcha, no kimchi, none of this fermented drinks. You want to be able to have tea that doesn't, now things that don't, like fungus does not grow on peppermint, it doesn't grow on garlic, it doesn't grow on lemon, the Pardo tea, these teas it doesn't grow on. The other, and cinnamon. But the other stuff, it does. So I don't like tea bags for that reason. There's a lot of mold on the bag. So I think I showed this on my Instagram. My Instagram, you guys, is Stephanie Ketogenic. So there every day are my stories, and also the IGTV. I'm going to be starting to do more like hardcore stuff going on there. So go to my Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic. Now, everyone should be using loose leaf tea. I mean, y'all got candida, okay? All of you. You got some kind of fungal overgrowth, and just some people have it worse than others. Now, loose leaf tea, I showed this on my Instagram. My friend got this. I love this one because normally I'll use a little strainer, which I should put here too, but I don't. And you put the tea in the strainer, and no. This one, way better, right? So you put, this is loose leaf tea. It has a harder time to, this is actually from China. This is from Shanghai. But it's easier to go ahead and put the loose leaf in here, right? And then pour the water, so you put this in here with the loose leaf, pour the water in, and it'll strain through these holes. And then that's how you drink your fatty tea. You just add the fat to it. So if you want to use Pardo to help kill off the candida as a candida protocol to help strengthen the microbes, it's very, very important. And the last thing before I take some questions is, you guys know I love this, right? You know I love these things. My blue light blocking glasses, which need to be clean because they're all smudgy. So the best way to strengthen the gut, you guys, beyond things like glutamine and things like the slippery elm or whatever, is diaphragmatic breathing and sleep, because that's when the body heals. And you guys aren't getting enough deep sleep. So I always explain to people, please focus on using any sleep aid like blue blockers, blue light blocking glasses, to block out the blue light that's preventing you from going into deep REM cycles. And then the gut cannot heal if you're not sleeping deep enough. I don't care what herb you take. It's not going to work if you don't sleep well. What you guys don't realize is that you can become insulin resistant on one night of crappy sleep. Your insulin receptors don't work well, right? Insulin's released, it's not going into the receptor sites, and then you guys become, and then you start like gaining body fat, and your hormones get all jacked, like cortisol, DHEA, the precursors. Get sleep. That's the best way and the quickest way to heal the gut, with some meditating and some diaphragmatic breathing. Now, I'm going to move all this stuff and sit down and have a drink of water, because that's another way to help kill off the microbes and heal the gut faster. Because a lot of you guys are not going to adapt if you have histamine intolerance and you're not rotating your foods and you're not finding out the foods that are irritating the gut. You will not. Other people don't talk about this subject, which is so important. Thank you for getting the likes up to 100, but there are 123 people in this chat, so there's a few stragglers who are still on the fence on liking this stream. So I just went through like just a very quick thing. You guys, this is all my live broadcasts are impromptu. They're basically, do I have time to do a live broadcast, and also, you know, do I want to go dig through everything to organize it? So it's typically an impromptu. So again, it was Lauracetin. And also, you guys, I got these blue blockers on Amazon. They were only like $6, whereas before I ordered Spectrum blue blockers, and they were like 40 something bucks. So this is totally worth it. Also, was it, they had this at the Paleo FX, they had the crystal tea stuff. So this is another type of tea that doesn't have the mycotoxins on it, like tea bags. Just FYI. Let's see. That's in focus. Okay. Again, slippery elm is fantastic. It creates a mucus lining in the stomach and intestine. Aloe is just really great to heal your digestive tract. Mastic gum for those who've got H. pylori, right? It's a bacteria that eats at the stomach lining. Most people have it, but it only really becomes prominent and grow like crazy when your immune system is low. Of course, the oil of oregano. I always have this stuff, especially if I travel. I must have it. So I always have like 2 Ziploc bags because it smells so strong like oregano. And the loose leaf tea holder. You guys, please switch to loose leaf tea more than the tea bags. Yeah. So there you go. There you go for this stream of all my little aids. And on my Instagram, I did a video on, people were asking me what beauty products I use. So I just kind of did the thing. I did this huge, you know, one of the things, it's still left here, is the shea butter. You're like, oh, what do you use on your skin? I love to use the raw shea butter. Doesn't smell like anything except for like a tree. Anyway, that was from my Instagram video. So my Instagram, you guys, is Stephanie Ketogenic. Now, I'm going to sit my butt down because I've been standing all day long, and it is time to talk keto and answer you guys' questions, waiting for my food to heat up in my little mini oven and not the microwave, so chill out, people. Although I have used microwave when I've traveled and stayed at Airbnbs, and that's all they have, so I'm not even going to lie about that. All right, so I'm sitting down, and this is too low or too high, the thing. Let's see here, is this all this stuff on it? Hold on, guys. Now, I'm kind of hungry, I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of hungry. So I'm looking forward to eating my food as well. Okay, let's see what we got here. Infrared. Oh, infrared is really, really good. No, infrared, you know, you don't want to do infrared for hours because it will kind of fry your cells. So you only do it about, you know, 10 minutes a day. She's 12-minute workout. I was going to do a 12-minute workout, and I was like, no, I'm too fried. I was going to get my exercise bands out today, but you guys, I'll do that in another live stream. All right, so let's hit with the questions. I know that Deborah has been up in there helping, answering a lot of the questions. What oil do you use for cooking? I use primarily butter and avocado oil. Stopped using olive oil because I just got tired of reading about how quickly it oxidizes and has a low heat point. Tea has caffeine, so how much? No, Jay. Herbal tea does not have caffeine. Mint tea does not have caffeine. You know, rooibos does not have caffeine. Lemon does not have caffeine. Ginger does not have caffeine. There's a ton of teas that don't have caffeine, if I read that right. Let's see here. Hello, Elizabeth. How do you take your oregano oil? So I explained that I use oregano oil with coconut oil. So I will take like a tablespoon and a half of coconut oil and a couple of drops of the oil of oregano or oregano oil, and I'll swish it in the mouth, under the tongue, for about 12 to 20 minutes depending, and it literally is amazing. Kills all the nastiness in your mouth, and also can go sublingual, under the tongue, into the bloodstream, help kill microbes there. Can I show you a beauty? Not today. Not today, Rosie. I am. No, too much stuff pulling out of cabinets, and another day I will do that. Do you ever do cold salads, or do you always cook your veggies? Cindy, I mostly cook my veggies because of the salicylates, the oxalates, the goitrogens, the nightshades, the lectins, the phytates, and all that stuff. But every once in a while I'll have a salad. I more commonly like to cook down some of the anti-nutrients, and that will help with digestion. I was told coconut oil increases HDL. That's a lie, Wendy. Don't. It's just, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. So, I increase it. What kind of HDL? Oh, well, those people who talked about didn't talk about, because there's like, I don't know, like so many, over 5 different LDLs. They come in all different particle sizes. In fact, we want high HDL, the one that bounces to inflammation, and then the HDL brings it back. So don't listen to that. That's just a bunch of garbage. We've been using coconut oil now for a good 5-6 years, and nobody has risen their LDL small particle Bs from coconut oil. That is just complete and utter lies and propaganda. Just be careful. People are just, they will say stuff and scare people, and then people will start doing bad stuff. Activated charcoal. Oh, so activated charcoal people also use for, just be careful. I've actually tried it, and the bentonite clay and the charcoal. But those, to me, would be going the extra mile to help clear up the gut dysbiosis. Turmeric is great, yes. Turmeric, bing! Oil of oregano, sublingual, gets rid of inner ear aches for me. See? That's awesome. Hey, Marcus Brown. Cumin, yes. In your bone broth, yes. Got a rash torso from Lauracetin. Stop taking. No. The Lauracetin didn't give you the rash. You had to die off. You had a candida die off. That's what happened. So Patricia could either keep taking it or get your, but it didn't give you. What's up, Shivani? Tisanes are caffeine free. Tisanes or Tisanes? Okay. Dude, you're awesome. I love your videos. Thank you, Taylor. Dude. See what coconut oil should be. We should take virgin cold pressed. So it's very minimally processed because it's cold pressed. What's your meal tonight? Well, I either go between, like lately I've been doing grass-fed beef, but you guys, I got a butcher box. Come on, butcher box. I got a big butcher box, so I have ribeye, I have filet mignon, I have chicken breast. No, I've got a ton of ground beef. But right now, when I heat up stuff, it's typically my chicken drummies. Steph, what time of day do you take your subs? It depends. Shapressa? Yeah. What? Is it right? It depends. Everything's different depending on, like, for example, Lauracetin you take with meals. For example, separate elm you take with meals. Like, everything depends on if you're eating or not eating. No seed oil. No. Oh, do you think you're awesome? Should be on her course page. Oh, thank you, Dom Mama. Course page. It's the shite, right? The sugar-free smoked salmon, okay, on keto. So make sure it's Alaskan salmon. Your thoughts on black seed oil? I'm not really a big fan of seed oils, like that person said before. Apricot seeds. We use apricot seeds when my mom had cancer, because very small amounts of cyanide in them to help kill off anything that's dangerous to the cells. What's your thoughts on chia? Chia spikes people's blood sugar, Wolf. It just does. Could be the large amount of, even though it's high in fiber, it just spikes people's blood sugar. So I don't recommend it. Can you talk about nutrition timing after or before a workout? Also, would you take fat and protein after a workout? So, Tanya, you're not so, like me, I don't have to worry about anything post-workout. I mean, if my body needs fuel, it'll go to the restaurant of my belly, yes, right? It'll go to the restaurant, and it will, it'll literally take from my fat cells to feed the brain with ketones. While you're adapting, I like for people to fat load post-workout. So you can still add, you could have, like, depends on when your workout is. If you're doing a morning workout, I would go semi-fasted, like an egg yolk or like 1.5 ounces of fatty meat with the fatty tea, go to the gym. Then you don't overwhelm the digestive tract before workout. Post workout, you'd have a meal. If you did a mid-morning workout, you would do a lunch, and that would have all the macros. It would have your fats, your proteins, and your vegetable carbohydrates. Love this info, but enough. Keto story time. Jerry, stop. Oh, well, eating an hour after waking. Yeah, I would not eat an hour after waking up because people don't understand. The biology behind it is you're very high cortisol in the morning. Now, some people's cortisol rhythm is really screwed up, and they have too low cortisol in the morning and too high cortisol at night. So chewing will help raise your cortisol levels. Plus, it tells the hypothalamus, right, and pituitary, hey, food is coming in. So when it's screaming at the adrenals, hey, adrenals, we don't need that much adrenaline and cortisol because gasoline is coming into the tank, so we don't have to go into gluconeogenesis as much, and that stabilizes your blood sugar. That's the reason why I have people eat within 30 minutes of waking up and don't do this fasting garbage. And who is calling me? Somebody be calling me, eh? Who be calling me? I know who calling me. Sorry, you guys. I don't like when I get phone calls because it messes with the stream. Pork belly, just finished it. I love pork belly. It's so good. I have candida, loracidin. It's gonna fix it. No, it doesn't fix it. It'll help it. Rash is candida, die off. Thank you. Yeah, Patricia. Butter causes LDL particle beat. Butter does not cause an LDL particle. Who told you that? It's a lie. This is a lie. It doesn't do anything. It helps your HDL go higher. Okay, you guys know I've been on the internet for a long time talking about keto. I've done this for 10 years. No refeeding. I've worked with thousands of clients. I don't think anybody else has done it. And butter does nothing but raise your HDL unless you have a freaking hardcore sensitivity to the very small amounts of whey and casein in the butter. So butter does, you're talking about the good LDLs, or it can make your good no, it doesn't make your LDL particle Bs. It makes less particle Bs. So don't be scared, Albert. What don't allow, you mean why? Because it has casein. Casein destroys your gut wall. That's the whole point of this video, right? So casein is really, like, the butter does not have this growth, the IGF-1 growth factor. It's mostly the fat. That's the reason why people do well on butter, but they don't do well on cream, or they don't do well on milk, or sour cream, or cottage cheese, or cheese. Cheese destroys your gut wall, and doctors are connecting it to, because of the gut issue, right? The broken microvilli, there's this cross-reactive thing that happens. So it opens up the walls of the gut, and then you start to develop way gnarly, like, food sensitivities and gut issues and impulse control and ADD and depression, and it's so addictive because you have a dopamine response when you have cheese. That's why it's so addictive, and people become constipated on it, and it is a mold, guys. So for your people who've got a gut dysbiosis, which you all have, then you're just making your gut explode with mold by eating cheese. Are there any veggie chips? No. Don't make veggie chips. It's just not enough fiber, too many carbohydrates. It's going to spike your blood sugar. Don't do that. Do flax chips. That's all fiber. You can make your own flax chips. Best meat at a restaurant that doesn't serve grass-fed. Salmon. Not going to lie. How do we know? How do we eat more fat without doing fatty teas? I don't know what the big deal is. This is what I love about my keto course page. Every Thursday, we take a picture of our food and we display it to everyone else. Like, what does your food look like? And then I will sit and analyze it, and then everybody else can see everyone else's food. Clearly, slab of butter, slab of butter, slab of butter. Put it on your food. It can be your spinach, your broccoli, your meat, and just eat it. It's delicious. It's not that hard, people. Iceberg lettuce, okay. Yes, it is. Yes, some people have an aversion to it, but yes, it is. What is my keto course page? It's a course page where 7 days a week there's assignments. But it's very group division, not influence, it is very group motivated. So Monday was yesterday, and I spoke about, what did I speak about? Deborah, what did I talk about? It was a good subject. Oh, it was the early morning dawns effect. which should be another live stream. So the DAWNS phenomenon is when people have this rebounding high blood sugar in the morning when their blood sugar is too high. And so yesterday, I did a post about it. It's so funny because I didn't finish it because I had a bunch of stuff to do and some appointments. So on my phone, I was finishing this subject. So it's what it is, solutions on how to fix the early mornings DAWNS phenomenon. And then I posted it, and then the group responds, and then I moderate. Tuesdays, Ask Stuff Day. So right now there's like, I don't know, 170 comments and questions. But Deborah, who's here, is also helping moderate, and Richard. Wednesdays are a group discussion. And so we might talk about our stool quality. Does your stool, is it pale? Does it flow? Is it mushy? Are you constipated? We talk as a group about everybody's poop or whatever the subject might be. Thursdays are recipe sharing day, and also take a picture of one of your meals. And then Friday, Saturday are post whatever you want. And then Sundays I do live broadcasting with mini consultations. So it's a bomb group. Okay, so Portugal, yum, Haley, thanks for donating. Yes, this chicken schmaltz, I don't even know what that is. Please do a live stream about early morning dawns. Okay, I will do that maybe next time. It's truffle oil, I don't know what that is, so I don't know. Cold butter slice with touch, it's so good, right, MB? So the gamer says, ciao, sending more butter, no props. Exactly, did you see the donation from Jane? No, I didn't, Jane. Thank you, Jane. I don't think I saw it. Let me go scroll back. Thank you, Deborah, for telling me. Oh, Jane Chen, thank you so much. Your videos that changed. Aww. Thank you, Jane. How did I miss that? It's bright orange. If I look down for 1 second, the comments flip up on the phone and you can't see it. So thank you, Jen. Yeah. What is her name? Jane. Durr. Thank you, Jane Chen. Thank you so much. She and I had a really, really great conversation about what's going on with her. I love being able to talk to people directly because it's a game changer to understand the individual rather than very mass-oriented questions that aren't specific. So thank you so much, Jane, and thank you so much, Lulu Lime Designs, for donating to the chat. Deborah says, yes, thanks, Jane, for donating. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Hawkage wants to know about metallic taste in the mouth. Deborah, thank you. Like, it's so cool because Deborah will, like, you know, sort of see what I'm missing and then write it in caps, and then because I recognize her profile, so my eye catches it. Metallic taste in the mouth is typically ketones leaving the breath. It should only last a few weeks, but also the oil pulling with coconut oil and oregano oil will help get rid of that metallic taste. Metallic. Is wild caught yeah, absolutely. It's great. Sardines are so great. Wild caught sardines on keto. 2 best fish to eat, without a doubt. Raw cacao butter, yes. Keto approved, yes. Some people have a reaction to it, but I don't approve that because it's really hard to grow. It's a species of cacao that doesn't grow the mycotoxins, does not have the caffeine. So that's why I approved it as a chocolate. It tastes just like chocolate. It looks like white chocolate. Tastes just like raw cacao. It's pretty strong chocolate taste, not gonna lie. So no raw cacao for its caffeine, for the mold, and all that stuff. Yeah, finally, we've got 125 likes and 113 people in this chat. I love to see the ratio be higher than the amount of people. That's epic. What about coconut butter? No, too many carbs. Not in the first, like later when you guys become more adept. Mira asks about putting 18-month-old on keto. Yes, you can, but you have to do it the right way. And that's a whole nother book, right? A book on how to, you know, get pregnant on keto, how to breastfeed on keto, how to put a small child on keto. Like all of these things, how you do it is very important. You cannot mess around when you're dealing with children. Dark chocolate, no. Is coconut butter okay? No. Coconut butter, for most of you, have too many carbs. Now, I can eat coconut butter because I'm super adapted. My carb tolerance is very, very high. My protein tolerance is very high, but I still don't eat it. I have it, but I don't eat it. How to Maintain Long-Term Keto, a book I'd like to read. Well, it's a book I'm writing, Keishel, so. Still writing my book. Reverse osmosis water, okay, yes. With trace minerals, yes. Yes, yes, yes. There are things that are going on with my book. There's a certain reason why the book is not finished that I haven't explained, but the book will be finished for you guys to read, and I will announce it. So just be patient, you guys. What do I use for filtered water? I forget the brand. I can pull it out and show you. Hold on a sec. And I filter it twice. Hold on, guys. So this is the one I reviewed many, many times on Amazon and on YouTube videos. And this one was called, what's it called again? I'm so bad at remember. It's called Marvia. There you go. Now you see my filtered water. All right. And I like to filter it twice. Do you shop at Trader Joe's? I've done like 20 videos on Trader Joe's. Wolf, where you been? To get your period back, drink onion water. That won't make you keto adapt, so don't drink onion water. Just raise your very healthy pastured fat from animals. That will help the building material to make cholesterol, to then make your menstrual cycle come back and sleep. Can we have, wait, can I have it, but it's just so high, am I kidding? I don't even know what you're talking about, Jay. Do you still allow canned coconut milk? Yeah, if it's BPA free, yeah. I'm not that stringent, you guys. Chill. How can I contact you about getting a 5-year-old survivor? A consultation, because like you guys randomly inbox me, DM me on Instagram, on Facebook, on Snapchat, on YouTube, and it's like you can't get to anyone, and then you don't even want to. Like if I see one more question, my head's gonna explode. Like, so it's better to do in a consultation. Yeah, thank you, Haley. Cabbage juice. Great health, low carb, but what would you use cabbage juice for? You know what I mean? And we'd have to know the carb count. Wake up at 5 a.m., not able to go right back to sleep. See, that's the DOMS phenomenon. Thank you, RT Pepe. Thank you. And says, is it necessary to add the black pepper to turmeric making? No, who told you that? In fact, black pepper is a nightshade, so a lot of people don't even do well on black pepper. That's why I like to use ginger. So no, you don't have to add black pepper. You're not stringent at all. Oh, thank you, Keisha. So Keisha also wrote about waking up at 5 a.m. not great, but I wrote an article. So Keisha, you're on my Facebook wall, and I talked about the early morning dawns effect yesterday. So, and then I wrote all the solutions on how to rebalance your blood sugar so you don't have the dawns phenomenon, which is, you know, waking up at 5 a.m. not being able to sleep. Yay, I know, right, Deborah? Thank you so much, RT Pepe. Thank you so much, you guys, for contributing to this. No, peanut butter is a complete hardcore toxic phytic acid legume nightmare. There's a reason why they banned it from airplanes. Nope. Ground turkey, and it should be from ground turkey thighs, and make sure that it's an 85-15 fatty ground turkey meat, because they make it lean, and that's not cool. How can I, oh, you're a second. So contacting me through my website as a consultant, I'm full booked right now. So in a couple of days, I will reopen my calendar for consultations, and then you can book then. So that's how you can contact me through stephanieperson.com. Okay, so I did a bad keto for 6 months. Ooh, child, that's a long time. Stuck in a catabolic state and immune reactions. Should I heal before? No, you can use Stephanie's version of doing keto is healing while you're doing it, right? I have people rotating foods. I have them eating cruciferous. I'm having people off all those inflammatory foods. I'm even asking about the cabbage juice to make sure there's not. So my protocol is really great to heal the body as you're dealing with autoimmunity, as you're trying to keto adapt. Yeah, peanut butter is so out, bruh. It is out. Eventually it becomes very easy to doing long-term keto before it will become second nature. Thank you, Deborah, because Deborah's been doing it a long time, and she has some autoimmune disorders, and she's all about it. Cause it's out there saying black pepper brings out more of the tumor. Yeah, but don't worry about that. Like, it might bring out more of the absorption of the turmeric, but you could still absorb turmeric without having the black pepper. Michaela says stephanieperson.com is a website separate from Facebook or IG. Yes. Do I start lower seed in something else to start healing the gut? So Shivani, I just did the whole thing. I said, like, lots of stuff. You know, there's glutamine in the bone broth, but really it's about diaphragmatic breathing, getting some sleep. right? That's the main way to heal the gut. Besides things like, do you have a gut dysbiosis? Do you have SIBO? Do you have like ciguatary IgA mucus lining issues? Like, you got to actually know what's wrong. Do you have low stomach acid? Cowgirl, what? Haley Husker, thanks. I've seen her on YouTube, but my first time catching her live. Oh, cool. Cowgirl, have you been doing with your, pinhole glasses? Oh, I love the pinhole glasses. Definitely. I use them about 3 times a week, so pinhole glasses are really great. They're these little holes. They retrain your eye muscles, and this is a way to correct your vision so you have 20/20 vision if you don't have astigmatism. And even it even helps stigmatism. Sleep is so hard to commit to, and no, it's not. No, Sandy, poverty is hard. Poverty is hard. Illness is hard. Sticking to sleep is not hard. You just have to do all the necessary sleep hygiene actions to do it. Melatonin is not okay. Nope, should not have to use melatonin. It's a hormone. I don't care what people say out there. Oh, melatonin doesn't affect your receptors. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Don't mess with hormones. No. Is it okay, meal? So learn how to sleep, guys, on your own. Is it okay if a meal is lower in fat if we... And no. You mean eat like chicken breasts? No. Like a meal. So a meal would be like no fat in your meal and then a bunch of fat bombs? No, you should have enough fatty meats, and you should put enough fat in your meat with protein, because that will also help and slow down the digestion of your protein so that glucose doesn't spike. Glucose. Woohoo! Made it live, right, Monique? Shivani, don't know where to start. Let me see what sticks. Okay. Can magnesium help candida from biofilms? Yes. There was a study about it. Yes, that's what I've read as well, so we'll see. Makes sense though, right? Natural things being able to kill off the biofilms. Biofilms are like protection shields that protect candida and keep it growing. You just can't kill candida without killing the biofilm that it's hidden inside of. And wear your pinhole glasses, trying to throw my glasses away. Yes. That's what's up. I'm a female and I cannot lose cannot lose tights fat on keto. You have to rephrase that. That's a strange way to say. I'm going to Germany this week. My circadian point is on point. How do I keep it? Like, you can, Liz, use melatonin just for time zone traveling, like 2 days, and then get off. I always like to take my flights and arrive at night, because then I could just go to bed. When it's like flights over 5 hours. Female, how many grams of magnesium per day? So a lot of people start with about 300. You can go as high as you want to if you don't develop loose stool, because of course magnesium helps to relax the digestion of the bowels, and so some people develop loose stool on it. So if you can get up to 600, that'd be great, but typically people will do 300, and people who've got constipation will do magnesium citrate 150 in the morning and glycinate 150 at night before bed. Sugar-free Jello. I think they use some garbage. No free sugar-free Jello. Flights at night. Okay, good. Your flights at night. Yeah, flights at night are the best. Jay says. But does magnesium kill or build biofilms? It kills biofilms. And you see both, right? But I believe that it kills. I've seen articles where they says that it builds biofilms, but I've read more articles that it kills biofilms. It's the same thing with phytoestrogens from flax. Oh, does it create more estrogen, or does it help eliminate estrogen? I cannot lose the fat on my thighs and legs on keto. It's because you're doing it the wrong way. Harvey, you're just doing it wrong. That's it, straight up. And the fat on your thighs is at estrogen dominance. You might have estrogen backed up into your liver because you may not be able to eliminate it properly. So it's not keto. That's the estrogenic problem. It's your detoxification pathways and lifestyle. So stop magnesium if I have candida. No, because magnesium helps to kill the biofilms. Story time. You want to hit you with the story time? What would you say more about approved fiber could help? I get bloating even with low carbs like flax meal, avocados. But those are all potential sketchy foods for people who've got gut dysbiosis. You have to learn how to, because you have gut dysbiosis if you're bloated, you have to learn how to isolate foods and test to see which ones are the worst. and see if you have a histamine response while you're bloated. I mean, I've done other live streams about it, so it's kind of hard to go into it right now. And you said, okay, would you say that more keto is approved for fiber help? I'm getting bloat. Okay, you said this was vitamin. So flax meal might be rough on your colon, and avocados you might have a sensitivity to. I don't know. I don't know. Thanks for saying melatonin is a hormone. Yes, the doctor put me on five-year-old on. No, people have sleep issues, you guys, because A, they have a blood sugar dysregulation. B, they drink caffeine or alcohol, which makes you hypoglycemic and have blood sugar rebound. You guys skip meals or intermittent fast or do the HC that whatever diet, and you guys are not diaphragmatic breathing. You don't exercise. You're looking at screens. There's a million reasons why you guys don't sleep well. You're eating food too late. There are so many reasons why. Why would you take a pill when you could just change your lifestyle? That's why I don't like to push supplements, even though at the beginning of this video I showed a lot of supplements. How do I clean my liver? Turmeric, ginger, milk thistle, lemon water, and pooping will get rid of the stuff out of your liver. Your brother is telling you to hit him in the face. Story. What's the main reason for fasted blood sugars all over the map? Because your life, because you. Sorry, it's you have damage from before. Who knows what kind of stress you have? I don't know if you drink coffee. Like, you guys, be careful. You can't just ask these very vague questions. They're clear to you, but not clear to the person reading it. Preach, Austin says. How long after eating food should I look for a reaction? You can use your blood glucose. It takes like 20 minutes before you start reacting, but definitely by 2 hours you should know your symptoms of bloat. How long can Candida die-off go? Normally lasts 3 weeks max if you're using things like lauricidin and doing keto and not drinking tea or caffeine or dark chocolate or rice wine vinegar. You're right about sleep or other stuff. Sleep. I just don't want to sleep. I'm like a child. Gotta stop it. Yeah, exactly. You want to stay up. Do you think lauricidin could help? What? With bloating? No. The bloating, it could, but I really think that your bloating is coming from you having an aversion to the phytic acid or the phytates in foods. You got to figure out which plant source food is doing that. What are your thoughts on Chipotle? Chipotle's, I think it was their steak is not marinated in sugar, but their chicken is. So I've gone before and just done like a steak bowl with, I think, like lettuce and guac. So yeah. Okay, guys. It's an hour. I gotta stop. I don't know. I think it's Jay's the only one that wants me to do story time. So I'm going to stop with the questions. Thank you for the 139 people in the chat. My first fist fight? Okay. My first fist fight? That's a short story. Clean fast food. Sharky's in California has a plate called a power plate. Africa Story was a bomb last time. Oh, thank you, Keisha. Thanks always for the inspiration. Thank you so much, Austin. First fight. Are there any attending seminars? You guys, there's a lot going on in my life that I'm not talking about. Like, I had to renegotiate my contract for the book. I'm trying to finish that. Other life things. I have, like, my mom. And as soon as that stuff is done, I'm on my first flight out of here. And I want to start doing more seminars again. And I think I'm going to go over to London. It's my first one. I'm not sure. Or New Zealand. Thoughts on Jason Fung? Can't stand. Sorry. No. He's like, I could talk. Don't ask me about Jason Fung. Ask me about intermittent fasting. I don't care about Jason Fung. I don't know him. I don't care about him. He could be lovely. But he leaves a lot of information out. Like hypoglycemics, thyroid disorders, cortisol insufficiency, people with gut dysbiosis, people have poor time sleeping. Like, he doesn't talk about any of that because that stuff don't make money. Thanks for openly sharing your time and knowledge. Thank you. He could be a lovely person, but I'd rather have you ask about intermittent fasting because I'm not trying to talk about other people because I don't care about them at all. I don't care about them. I don't know them. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. What are your thoughts on resistance training, intermittent fasting? Don't intermittent fast because it'll destroy your adrenal glands and make your hair fall out. Weight training is the best thing. Seminar here in LA. Yeah, I will, but that will be the last one I do because I live here. Thoughts about Dave Feldman and his cholesterol research. I haven't researched. I stopped looking at the internet. I only like to study the body and my clients. Like everything else, all those trends, I don't, no. Negotiating contracts now that may things bump me up. Yeah, so yes, renegotiating and different contracts, different book. I'm writing a different book originally than before. Otherwise, the book would have been out. No seed oils. What are your thoughts on extended fats? I'm like, no more keto stuff, and then they keep coming in as there's 150 people in this chat. I'm sweating to death. There's 150 people and 144 likes. Can we get up those likes, people? Adding onions to the water? No. I wouldn't do that. I would just saute lightly, spring onions or leek, bulb onions. No, too much sugar. Caramelization. The likes are on point today, right, Keisha? Yes, now we got 154 likes. Okay, guys, I'm going to tell a quick story because I feel like this gives me a more realistic snapshot of who I am. My first videos, I was like, energy, 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 yeah, yeah! And that is me. I'm a super silly, dorky person. When I'm in that mood, and in the mood when I first did videos, that's how I felt. And people thought that was antiquated because, like, y'all don't know me in person. I am the queen of dorkdom. Like, you have no idea. But because I've been through a lot, and my butt is, my arse is 50, I also have a tough side. My mother was also very, very, she was a tough, she still is, a tough black woman. And you guys who come from, who are Afrocentric, by look mostly, and your mother is black, y'all have, the mothers are like, in my generation, oh, you have no idea. So, spring onions, green onions, yes. Okay, so, thank you, Deborah. So, story, would you guys want me to tell a story about, kind of showing who I really am? Even though this is only like a pinch of who I actually really, really am. What kind of story do you guys want me to tell? What's up, Briseis? First fight. So Monique wants the first fight. I think Keishel or Jay wants me to talk about Africa. There's skateboarding, because I used to be a pro skateboarder for a long time. There is no most dorky thing. There's like groups of dorky subjects. Gym. Oh, great! You started keto because of me. Awesome. I've dropped a lot of weight, but I'm not a big weight talker. Okay, maybe I'll talk about the gym, right? So you guys, I'll talk about the gym. So I started working out when I lived in Sweden. Okay, so the guys everyone who knows me, I'm always saying a little bit of Swedish. Så jag kan prata lite svenska ibland. Så det blir länge sen jag har en svenska kompis här i USA att prata eller träna svenska med. I alla fall, jag lärde svenska när jag bodde i Göteborg. So, with that saying, I went to Sweden. I used to live in Sweden. Okay, skateboarding is going to be in the Olympics, yes. So when I was younger, we always talked about skateboarding being in the Olympics. It was always like a dream. But did I not know that I was going to go and break my knee and have 10 surgeries on my left knee. So I was touring in Europe, and I didn't want to go home. Everybody was like, the touring season and shows and contests were ending. And I didn't want to go back home. I'd already rented an apartment in Amsterdam. When that finished, I went on a big tour. And then there was a Swedish guy who was like, do you want to come up to Sweden and hang out there? And I was like, Sweden? I'd rather hang out in Denmark, in Copenhagen. And Copenhagen is like more my favorite city. So I ended up going to Sweden because I actually had nowhere to go and I didn't want to come back home. And you guys know this story. Some of you, I went to, I told the story in another stream about going to Stockholm and I busted my knee and I literally was hanging by skin. It was, my leg got stuck behind me and then I rotated over, the upper trunk rotated over a stuck leg. So I'm like, I'm like 13 feet up in the air and my leg's stuck. I can't bring it in. And I began to rotate and the knee just went boom, boom, boom. And I knew that I don't even think I could walk properly after that again. It felt like somebody took a shot thing. And the reason why I don't say certain words is because they demonetize you so easily now. So, yeah, so I really destroyed my leg. So I've shown my leg a few times. There's like scars going all the way around it, all the way around it, all the way around it. So when I'm like, maybe I'll show it if I don't mess up the stream, you guys. Hold on a second. So, oops. If I show you my knee, see that's that fall, right? Tons of scars going all the way around, and even up the leg. So, oops. So that's how I busted my knee. And I was on crutches for almost 4 years. And the reason why it lasted 4 years is because every time my leg would heal, they would go back in for another surgery to try to fix. I had so many problems with my legs, and I'm very proud of being able to build back a lot of the quads and my glutes through consistent, like, baby weights to build my legs, because I used to have these really thin, skinny legs because it hurt so bad to try to do legs. Anyway, I'm digressing. So I was dating a guy in Sweden at that time, and he wasn't Swedish. Yeah, I'm a Bernie. But he was like, he kept telling me, you know, Steph, you should go to a gym. He was totally into working out, and I was around like skinny skateboarders. And I was like, I'm super athletic, guys, but I feel I'm more artistic. You guys know I'm a photographer. I did photography for many years. And I saw myself more of a creative thinker and an intellectual than a jock, even though I'm a jock. So he would tell me all the time, you should go to a gym, you should go to a gym, you should go to a gym. And after 6 months of begging me, we would walk by this gym in Göteborg, in Gothenburg, called Olympic. And he'd say, how about today we walk inside? I'd be like, no. How about today? I'm like, nope. Like, you could not get me into a gym, and now you cannot get me out of it. It's completely a shift, a paradigm shift. So he says, look, if you do this motion here, right, or this motion here, your body's going to release growth hormone all throughout the body, dock on a receptor, and heal the knee faster. And I was so desperate at that point to not be in pain. It was the one line that got me into the gym. So I crutched into the gym, and I don't like to, I'm one of those kind of people that if I break my arm or break my face or break all the teeth out of my mouth, just leave me alone for 5 minutes. Like, I don't like people like, are you okay? I don't like that at all. So I just leave me alone for a few seconds. So, yes, fasting is a no-no. It kills your adrenals. It messes with your hormones, that's right. So, I go into this gym and I don't like to be weak. At that age, and I did this to my knee on my 26th birthday. That's the reason why I'll never forget when it was. And when I went into a gym, I don't like not knowing how to do stuff. So I put the crutches in the corner of the room, and this guy, you guys, and I said this in the last live stream, stop with the questions. Just stop. No CMOS, nothing. Like, we in story time now, right? Deborah, don't answer their questions anymore. This is now about story time, because I feel like I provide so many, you guys. Albert, I provide so much information on all these streams. When I get into the story time part, just respect that, you know, like, we just tend to, you know, we tend to forget that there's a human being on the other side of the screen. You know what I mean? Like, why tell these stories if y'all not gonna listen? Like, I could be like chilling, eating food by now. You know what I'm saying? So a couple of you asked for story time. Just let me do it. Because I just see distracting comments, and I'm like, why am I even doing this? Do you know what I mean? Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Garrett. Yes. So I'm at the gym. I put the crutches on the corner. Thank you, Haley. I put the crutches to the corner of the room, and this guy walks up to me, and he says to me, yes, creative, yes. He says to me, because I was standing on one leg. He's like, and I was trying to do bicep curls. He's like, you're doing that wrong. And I got really upset because he didn't know how bad my leg was, but I didn't want anybody to see me in the gym on crutches because I thought they'd say, you're an idiot. Why are you even in the gym? So I would hide the crutches and I'd hold one leg up. And after that, I was like, I've got to learn as fast as possible because I don't like to feel this vulnerable. So I started learning pretty fast, I'm not going to lie. You come for story time only. Oh, that's cute. Thank you. So I started learning pretty fast. So I started getting gains, you guys. I started seeing abs. I had no abs, right? So I started seeing abs probably in 3 months of working out. But I was cray-cray. I would train my abs like there was no other muscle group because I always thought that a woman with abs was sexy, honey. Sexy. I always thought that like tight abs on a woman was sexy. So I would train my abs. I'd be doing crunches, and people would say, you know, you have arms and legs and a trunk, like you back other muscles. You haven't missed the stream, no, Jacob. So then I started to learn how to, you know, like I remember I would do tricep. I would bend over triceps and I would do this motion, and people are like, no, you want to, like, so I learned that when you guys work out, you have to work out like you are a ballerina, right? Heads up, shoulders down. A lot of you guys have your shoulders up towards your ears. When you're lifting, you don't even know it, right? So you have a disengaged core. You don't have if you got a disengaged core, then you're disconnecting with being able to have actin and myosin that work like this and begin to grind to create this sliding filament. So you guys don't really realize about muscle biology that you're not learning how to grind fibers against each other to be able to have this blistering effect to even build muscle. So I was doing a lot of things wrong in the beginning, but I felt this release that being on crutches for so long and not moving my body, my muscles had atrophy. So I went from this ab obsession to doing a pull-up obsession. I always want to do stuff that would be uncommon for a woman or even uncommon for a man in the gym. So I had been trying to do one pull-up for 6 months. So we're graduated now. There's a lot of stories in between. So now we're at, yes, the plumb line is straight. It's the head, the cheek, the jaw, the shoulders. It should be straight. So this is the plumb line, right? A lot of you guys have pronated shoulders and a pelvic tilted girdle. So when you're doing crunches, you can't get those lower abs because you have your abs like this instead of straight. True story. So with that said, I'll do more of a stream about like the right form for certain exercises. Very interesting. People are like, guys are like, Steph, what's the best exercise to do chest press? I'm like, well, get off the bench press and use dumbbells because you're going to use your pectoral muscle more if you're crossing over. So I explain this in another stream, that you see how the pectoral muscle is flexed, see that? Whereas if I go straight bar, it's less flexed. So you have like a crossover. So that also includes flies, but I'm digressing. So after 6 months of working out, I really wanted to get a pull up, but I would pull and my knees would come and I would kick. And this guy walked by me, and this is typically my personality, right? This guy walks by me, and you need more of this. Okay, I'll go more into this type of stuff, Garrett. Like, people don't understand all the different muscles and antagonistic muscles and things that they're doing wrong, like especially with the abs, and you're tilted to the pelvic girdles tilted in the wrong way. You don't get a good crunch in the lower abdominal muscle. People try to do leg lifts and they're hanging, right, and their shoulder is up towards their ear, their core is disengaged. So then when they're trying to lift their legs, they're using more of a hip flexor muscle than the actual lower abdominals. But that's another subject. So the point is I'm trying to do pull-ups, and this guy walks by and he just goes, I've seen you do one pull-up for 6 months, and he just keeps walking. And I was like, oh, H-E-double-L to the no. Yo, I used to be a pro skateboarder. You gonna make fun of me doing a pull-up? Oh, no, 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 fool. Challenge on the spot. I went from 1 pull-up in a 6-month time period to 10. I did 10. Went from 1 to 10. And let me tell you something now. They were the worst 10 pull-ups you will ever see in your life. I was kicking, I was shaking, but I went from 1 to 10. So now, yes, the anterior pelvic tilt, exactly. So now, now when I do pull-ups, I'm the boss, okay? I'm maxed out at 15 pull-ups, wide grip from here to here, bar, and I make sure that the bar is, my neck is way over the bar, right? 20 years later, because I started working out at 30 and I'm 50, almost 51. So there you go, there's a story. It was, the whole goal was to get to the pull-ups. And that's why when women are like, oh my God, I don't have any upper body strength, I can't do a push-up and I can't do a pull-up. I'm like, it's not the strength, people, it's the technique. And that's what a lot of women do not understand. Even men, I'm seeing men kick. I see them doing like these fast, half-ass pull-ups. They're not good. And a lot of it is because their shoulders are up too high and their core is disengaged. So if your stomach is pushed out, you have no core stability. The core must be tight, right? When you're doing a pull-up and the shoulders have to be down. Then it's like you don't have legs. I always explain to everyone, your head is about 10 pounds. What's keeping the head up? The neck muscles. So what's keeping my trunk from falling over? The core muscles. So if the core muscles are disengaged and you're trying to pull that weight, you feel 300 pounds. But if the core is locked, the legs become lighter and it's less pressure on the shoulder girdle. Form. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining this broadcast. We have 161 people in this light. People who watch the replay, don't forget to like the stream. Let me see, Steph, do you have to take any probiotics? You just comedy. You just have to throw in one keto questions. No, you don't have to take probiotics to fit your leaky gut. In fact, it can make it worse. Danielle says, thanks for your time and help. Thank you so much, Danielle. So much good information. Thank you, Garrett. Shivani says, thanks, Steph. Thank you guys for joining this chat. I always try to keep it an hour. Now it's almost an hour and a half. But thank you so much for joining this chat. And Britta says, thank you for all you do. You're an inspiration to me. Thank you so much. And Anna says, you're the best. Thank you. You know, if I'm ever having a bad day, I can just come to my live streams and have people validate me. Okay, yes, I am EFFIN 51. I'm dead. Oh, look, yes, you guys. So I keep saying my age, and because I used to hide my age all the time, I have a Peter Pan syndrome. Obviously, I'm a total athletic jock, and so I think that has a lot to do with my hormones, right? So I just did a whole blood panel. They're like, oh, your hormones are just... I was like, I know, that's what keto does to the hormones. Listening to you, knowledge and the stories. Thank you, Monique. Can leaky gut make me super tired after eating? Yes. That's probably more of a hypoglycemic response, to be honest. But yes, leaky gut and sensitivity foods can make you tired. I digress. The point is that I'm turning 51, and I really feel that it is so important, you guys, to use keto as a method. Hey, Gary. Good tips on have a good night. Thank you. You too, hon. You have a good night too. Thank you, Deborah, as well, for answering all the questions. Yeah, and acting young. Like, I'm a young person. I talk to young people almost to the point that if I mention my age, they get annoyed. They're like, shut up, shut up. When I'm around the people at the gym, they're always like, you know how it is in our generation. I'm like, you know, you're not my generation. They're like, shut up. Every time. They're like, shut up. Bon appetit. Thank you. Thanks again, Mandy. So I just want to inspire everyone. The people who are younger than me, you don't have to age exponentially. You can help repair your DNA. You can consider the potential of lengthening your telomeres and balancing your hormones. So that's the reason why I'm so stringent on sleep and macros and no cheese and no caffeine and no inflammatory foods and rotate and this and that. And fix your gut. If you don't fix your gut, you don't adapt very well, because that means you have floating stool. And when you have holes in the gut wall, your stool floats. So understanding the gallbladder, the enzymes, the HCl, the sensitivity to food, the gut lining, the SIBO, the Giardia, the bacteria, the parasites, all of these things matter when you're trying to adapt. And my version of keto will help you. Instead of talking about weight loss, I want to say, follow my Stephanie, 12-month program and heal your gut is what I should really do. Self-reverse aging technology, exactly, which is called biohacking. Haha, FixThe looks bomb on you, and me too. I'm 56. Yes, you're proud too, Sandy. Awesome. So you guys, thanks for joining the chat. I'm still doing consultations. I'm still writing the book. I know it sounds redundant at this point, but please be patient. And thank you, Deborah and Leaky Gut Protocol. Watch the video, Christine, because I kind of go through it. And I'm doing a keto course. If you want to sign up for that, you go to my page, stephanieperson.com, and then I put you onto the Facebook page. And then, of course, I do a lot of free content on my Instagram every single day, which is Stephanie Ketogenic. Sherry, I think I'll do it next time because my brain, like, when your brain goes, okay, I'm done, you don't want to do anything else except sit down. You guys know I have a busted knee, so even standing more than 5 minutes makes my knee so irritated. And that's the end of the day, so I've been on my leg all day long. And even though I've used keto to keep down the inflammation, it's still a horrible knee with all a bunch of missing parts. No, I didn't get no new couch. Ain't nobody over here. My mother's like seen my video. She's like, do you still have that disgusting old couch? And I was like, Mom, stop. She's like, but people can see that on the video. I was like, I don't care. I got my bike in the apartment too. Although it's on like cardboard and mats and stuff, so I don't bring hepatitis into my apartment because there's so many homeless people peeing on the streets with hepatitis. They say that if you walk the streets of Sunset Boulevard, anyway, maybe in the future you can comment on your thoughts on colonic. Colonics are bad. Colonics can suck out good bacteria. People should do maybe a colonic in their entire life. Please do not do colonics. We have great detoxification pathways and colon. You just have to get those functioning. A colonic is not going to do that. Plus, it's sucking things out. And if you're really trying to hold on to good bacteria and gut biome, it'll take it out. We don't want that. No colonics or coffee enemas. Nope, 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 no. The most I'll let people do is a water enema and no coffee up the bung. All right, yes, they're very dangerous. All right, guys, thank you, thank you. We have wonderful detoxification pathways. You do not need to do extreme things to this body. Steph as a night shift worker, child, yes, get them. Yep, we're the blue blockers, right? These are the kind of blue blockers you want for night shift workers. They're more clear. The other ones are orange or red. These are great for night shift workers. Okay, driving home on your desk. These are great. Pain, gallbladder pain. Should I keep at the keto diet? There's a lot of ox bile. Maybe betaine, HCl, eat your fat slow, and go get an ultrasound on your gallbladder. Okay, guys, thank you. Good night, Deborah. Yes, hot at 50 because it's hot in this apartment, right? Boop, 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 boop. Yes. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great night or morning or wherever and whenever you see this stream. And I'm out because if I don't get out now, I'll never get out. Thank you, Jacob. I'm out, guys. Thank you.